I would say maybe it's going to be more than that, because we're going to have, look, I want China to do great. I do. And I like President Xi a lot. He was a very good friend of mine during my term.
Well, look, COVID cover-up, intellectual property theft.
When COVID came,
the list is long
different.
from our number one adversary, so I don't know if he's a friend.
No, but I got along with him great. I'm not sure he loved what I was doing, because I was, getting along with him.
I don't think he wants you in the White House, Mr.
No,
President.
he doesn't. The market almost crashed when I won Iowa and New Hampshire. The market went down tremendously.
I have much more from that interview to play for you. Of course, Trump there being interviewed by hardcore MAGA Republican Fox host Maria Bartiromo, and that interview aired this morning. And it was really interesting to see even someone as pro-Trump as Maria Bartiromo at multiple moments throughout the interview not really buying what Trump was selling, as you're gonna see. Some of his nonsense talking points are so worn out, so old and overplayed, that even she had to confront him on them, which is wild to see. And when she does, he just sort of short circuits and struggles to effectively respond. So you just saw a clip there of Trump talking about how he just loves Xi Jinping, and Maria Bartiromo is trying to steer him back on course and says, quote, "The list is long from our number one adversary. I don't know if he's a friend." And Trump is like, "Maria, he's so strong. He governs the country with an iron fist, 1 billion people, China." And we've heard this routine a lot. Before getting to another clip from this interview, here's a reminder of this obsession he has.
He controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. I'd say that's smart. She's not going to be able to deal with President Xi and all of the people the very fine people you have to deal with. President Xi of China, whether you like it or not, very intelligent men, very powerful men. Is President Xi of China a brilliant man? I said, yes, he is. He's a brilliant man.
President, no, he's great. Look, he was able to do that. I think it's great. Maybe we'll have to give that a shot someday.
Yeah. 1 billion people. He's so strong, blah, 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 blah. Trump loves brutal authoritarian leaders more than democratic leaders who are our allies, because he's jealous that he doesn't get to be a dictator like those authoritarians. So nothing new there, but Maria Bartiromo, you could tell, sort of uncomfortable with Trump's praise of Xi Jinping. Then here's another similar moment on the subject of Trump hiring a bunch of people while he was president that he'd later call a part of the deep state, or rhinos, or stupid, or pigs, like he called Bill Barr.
New York person. I was a New York builder.
Well, you were an outsider, and that's why
I was a
they had
totally
it
outsider.
for you.
But the one problem with that, and I love the outsider thing, but you don't know people, so you're relying on other people to give you names to be the head of this, head of that. And by the way, we had unbelievable people. We had some, look, I rebuilt the military.
Yeah, but your critics say you had plenty of personnel mistakes.
No, of course, but everybody does. Obama had. What about Biden? Look at the people running this Biden thing. The difference is I fire people. I fired Comey. I got rid of him.
You didn't fire Christopher Wray.
Well, you know what? At the time, I don't know. Let's see what the final judgment is. But I didn't fire Christopher Wray. I didn't fire people I would have, but I fired a lot of people. I had turnover. They have no turnover right now.
How do you know?
And Trump just short circuits and spirals when he's barely confronted on something. Sir, you didn't fire Christopher Wray, who's the center of like a bunch of our anti-FBI conspiracy theories. And Trump just, well, there's a lot of people that I didn't fire that I would have, but I didn't, but I could have, but I should have, but... Now, the reason Trump gets so flustered when he's barely pushed back against is because he's used to interview questions like this on Fox News.
All right, so I know a lot of people that are around you every day. This is what they're all telling me. You are working as hard as you did when you were in the White House, except you play a little golf more. That you're keeping an insane schedule, 7 days a week. You really don't stop.
How do you do it, sir? You never stop, and I'm so inspired by you. It's so strange. Then Trump says Biden is a Manchurian candidate because he takes money from China, even though that's a lie. And Trump is the one who received millions from foreign governments through his businesses while he was president, especially from China.
But he's incompetent. Everybody knows it. He doesn't even know. Somebody's making decisions in there. It's not him. He is look, when it comes to a lot of countries, I think he's a Manchurian candidate because he receives money from China. He gets a lot of money from China. People say, I wonder why he's so weak on China. He gets a lot of money from China.
Yeah, so complete nonsense there. And by the way, this moment...
He's incompetent. Everybody knows it.
Really? Biden's incompetent. Biden's the one who's incompetent, Trump?
You know, Nikki Haley is like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people.
Then Maria Bartiromo confronts Trump about the unfortunate financial situation within the GOP going into this election. The RNC had its worst fundraising year since 2013. And before playing that clip, here's the context. The Republican National Committee, Midas Touch report, led by Ronna Romney McDaniel, has officially had its worst fundraising year since 2013. New filings with the Federal Election Commission reveal that the RNC raised $87.2 million. Sounds like a lot, right? In 2023, but they spent $93.5 million and ended the year with just $8 million cash on hand. The RNC also currently has over $1.8 million in debt. These numbers would mark the worst fundraising numbers for the RNC since 2013. When adjusting the numbers for inflation, though, the RNC's fundraising haul would be its worst since 1993. Oof. And Trump once again struggles to answer this one coherently.
The Republicans have to be tougher.
You talk about this optimism ahead that we could see some relief, but the RNC doesn't seem to be so strong. I mean, the Democrats have all the money. Look at what we see. We've got the Democrats actually with the money and spending it. The RNC seeking credit lines. The RNC reported its lowest bank balance at the point in any year in 2016. Comerica says the Michigan GOP defaulted on a loan of $500,000.
So I have a lot of money, and the money that they get, people are not looking at the RNC. They want changes. You have to understand, I have nothing to do with the RNC. I don't.
Do you really have a lot of money? Because you spent $50 million of your PAC's money on legal expenses. You owe E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million. The RNC is an economic disaster, as the DNC, by the way, is raking in all the cash it needs, and not a great situation going into an election that is expected to be close for the GOP financially. Then Trump delusionally pretends like he's going to win a bunch of blue states in the next election.
I think they're going to vote for me. So I think we're going to give New York a heavy shot. They're very unhappy in New York, what's happening, and they're unhappy with the crime. You take a look at the crime in New York, it's at record levels. The other thing is, and very importantly, New Jersey. I think New Jersey can be flipped. I think that Virginia can be flipped. I think that New Mexico can be flipped, and I think Minnesota can be flipped. And I'm not even sure that everything can't be flipped.
And you're focused on Pennsylvania, too.
I did great in Pennsylvania twice.
Did you hear him say he's not sure he couldn't win every state? I mean, the narcissism has turned his brain to mush. It's dissolving the last remaining very lonely brain cells at a rapid pace. Plus, Maria Bartiromo, once again, is trying to get Trump to stay on track. Don, why are you wasting your effort trying to win New York? That's never going to happen. You're focusing on Pennsylvania, right? That's a state you could actually win. And then his response is, I did great in Pennsylvania twice. Yeah, okay. No areas of improvement because you do perfect everywhere all the time forever, even though you lost Pennsylvania. So there it is, Trump's insane interview on Fox News. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Click the alert bell. My goodness, so many things. Do them all. And I'll talk to you next time.